to another episode of the Hot Girl Philosophies. Super excited to be here, and guess what, y'all? If you guys keep up with my YouTube or my Instagram, you guys will know I'm hosting a group trip to Bali, an all-girls trip. I'm gonna bring Shar. It's gonna be so much fun. If any of you guys have been wanting to travel, but you guys have nobody to travel with, this is your guys' opportunity to travel with me and Shar, and with like-minded individuals, people on the same wavelength, growth mindset, you know, stepping outside of our comfort zone. So if you guys want to go to Bali, my tickets are actually on sale now. They actually just went on sale on Friday, January 19th. So if you guys want to come, make sure you guys book your spot. My link will be in the description. If you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify, I'll have my link there. So yeah, I hope to see you guys there. Anyways, welcome to another episode. With every podcast episode, I like to just say how I'm feeling, and today I'm feeling really calm, really chill. I feel so old for saying this, but I actually have a favorite coffee creamer right now, and it actually makes me so happy. Like, I love drinking warm coffee now, but it's the Cinnamon Toast Crunch coffee creamer. I don't know what brand it is, maybe Coffee Mate, I don't know, but it's freaking delicious, and I've been looking forward to drinking it in the mornings. I actually went to Pilates the other day, and the Pilates instructor was talking about how she woke up this morning, she ran out of her coffee creamer, and it totally like messed with her rhythm. And I was here like, oh my god, I'm aging, I'm becoming an adult, because I be having those problems. Anyways guys, that is my little morning. But today's episode is going to be 2024 ins and outs. I actually was super inspired by Fernanda Ramirez. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, favorite podcasters. She is so good. Everything she posts is literally so high vibrational. I love her. But we're going to be talking about what we're bringing into 2024 and what we're not bringing. This is low-key going to be a long one, and low-key, I'm speaking into my mic like a little bit differently today, so sorry if it sounds a little weird. Like, I'm still trying to, you know, figure out this podcaster life, so I'm not really good with my mic. But let's go ahead and get into it. So the first in is gonna be learning to be okay with being alone. Guys, in your silence, your soul speaks. When you're alone, you start to realize that you're really listening to your heart. And to let your soul speak means to be authentic, to do what you love. You're listening to your heart, you're listening to your soul. In conclusion, you're letting your soul speak. That's literally going to be my 2024 motto. Literally all year. Let your soul speak. I just want to be myself this year. I just want to be happy, unapologetically myself. But also the reason why I say like I want to be able to be alone more is because sometimes like a girly likes to go out, you know, like I like to go and have fun, go get dinner with my friends whenever I'm done working, you know what I mean? Like for me, some days like I finish doing all my work and I've been a productive girly, but sometimes I just want to go out. But there are times where it would just be better if I just didn't go out, cooked at home, stayed home, and kind of just sat in my silence, because times like that I noticed that I get super in touch with my soul. So I need to do that more. Recently, instead of going out for dinner, this is actually just last night, instead of going out for dinner because I was craving sushi and stuff, what I did was I came home, took a nice ass shower, because I love taking my showers. I make it very intentional, like wash off the day, start new. After my shower, I actually painted my toenails, and it felt so nice because it truly was an act of self-care for me, and also just like glamming myself up. And I love having my toes painted. I love clipping my toenails, making them clean, and having a pedicure because my toes look so cute right now. Another in is saying no, aka protecting my peace. I think I'm finally just at that phase of my life where I just don't want to be that available. Like I want to be that friend that only comes out sometimes, unless you're like my best friend, because then I'm with my best friends like all the time. But like in general, I want to be very picky with who I decide to let into my energy bubble, because in my opinion, energy is very contagious. So I just want to be picky with who I allow into my energy bubble. Another in is slow mornings. I've just learned that if you start your morning off in a nice, calm, chill, productive way, it really sets the tone for the rest of the day. Like I've really learned to appreciate my mornings, and when I wake up and I have my nice cup of coffee, you know, the morning sun, like it barely hit, but it's like a little light out. It really helps me feel a lot of gratitude in the moment, like enjoying the little things and setting your day on a note of gratitude. I think that just sets the tone for the rest of your day, you know? Another in is keeping my phone on do not disturb. This is actually something that I do from 9:30 p.m. to 11 a.m. I always have my phone on do not disturb. Like it literally automatically turns on, because those are times that I feel like are appropriate to disconnect from like social media, from work, and just focus on me. This has been super helpful with anxiety, because at one point I actually had one of my apps hacked once, and ever since then I've just had like this really bad fear that I'll have an email that somebody's trying to hack me. I don't know, that just gives me really bad like panic attacks. So I have my phone on do not disturb for literally that reason. But also when my phone is on do not disturb, I notice that I'm more in flow, I'm more in tune with myself. If y'all are trying to protect your peace, turn that shit on. Do not disturb. Another in is sleeping early and waking up early. It's very important to prioritize sleep. So I don't remember the last time I actually got less than like 8 hours of sleep. I always get my full 8 to 9 hours of sleep, and recently I've been really loving waking up early, but it's really hard for me because I'm more of a nocturnal girly. Like, I'm a night owl. Like, at night I am so productive, but I want to be a morning person, and so to be a morning person you have to sleep early. And so recently I've been sleeping at around 11 to 11:30. Ever since 2019 I've been really bad at waking up early, so that's a habit that I'm trying to unlearn. Another in is podcasts and books. I believe that you should always be in a growth mindset, always trying to grow, learn. It's nice to hear the perspectives of other people who are also in that journey too, but I truly believe that you are like the people you surround yourself with. For me, it's been a little bit difficult making a lot of friends who are in this like crazy growth mindset physically, like with me. Like, I don't know a lot of people in this town, but I'm working on it. You know, it's gonna take time to make new friends, but I've been really on that journey. But because I don't really have too many physical friends like that, I've been really into podcasts because it kind of feels like that, like you have company, you know. I have podcasts on when I'm driving, when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, when I work out I have a podcast on. So I feel like that's been like a substitute for friends. Another in is stepping outside of my comfort zone. Ooh, even though it's a little bit scary to try new things, I've actually been really having fun with this. Like when I did my yoga little phase, which I still go to yoga, but it used to be new and now it's something that I do on a regular, which is really fun. But recently I started Pilates, and it was kind of scary because I did a class where the max number of people can be 4 people, and I was like, what if nobody shows up and it's just me? But you know what, I still did it. I put my big girl pants on and I fucking did it, and it was really fun. I actually really like Pilates, and I'm also hosting that all girls trip to Bali, which is crazy. Like, that's insane to me. That's definitely outside of my comfort zone. I've never been outside of the country, but if you can think it, you can do it. If you want it, it's yours. So there's just like a lot of things that I've been trying to do to unlearn old habits and put myself in a position where I can learn and grow. And I think that that's been very rewarding. So I hope you guys do it too. Ooh, this one is really good. Okay, so this is another in. Accepting all of my thoughts and feelings without attachment. One of the things that held me back so bad in the past few years is the fact that I would not allow myself to feel any negative emotion. So if I felt like a failure, self-doubt, unworthiness, emotions like that, like whenever I felt it, I would use my ego to kind of like go against it. And so I was definitely resisting my emotions. For example, if I felt self-doubt, I would be like, no, those emotions don't really matter because you are worthy. You are gonna be able to achieve everything you want. But the thing is, when you don't allow your specific emotions exist, it just builds up in you. And one day you explode, which is exactly what I did back in October when I had my huge spiritual awakening. The hardest thing ever is allowing emotions to simply exist, because as humans I think our ego doesn't allow them to exist because we think that it'll define us. So if you feel like a failure, you don't allow those emotions to exist because you think that you'll become a failure if you allow them to exist, which is not the case at all, because thoughts can't hurt you, feelings can't hurt you. They can exist, but for them to hurt you is not possible unless you let it. Feeling like a failure is one thing, but to say you are a failure, that's a different thing. And so I had to learn how to be able to just be like, you know what, I'm sad, without being like, but you're a sad ass person. Like, I feel like a failure compared to, dude, you're a fucking failure. You know, I now allow myself to surrender to all emotions, but at the end of the day, like, emotions are emotions, and I know my truth, I know my worth, and I know who I am. And as humans, we feel everything. You can't feel happy if you haven't felt sad. You can't feel success if you haven't felt failure. The next one is getting closer to spirituality. This has definitely been very healing for me ever since I've gotten very in touch with myself, my soul. But I'm super grateful for the journey I've been on so far. Like, I have so many stories about spirituality that hopefully I can tell you guys one day. I think that'd be a really fun and weird episode, but I think the girlies who get get it will get it, and the girlies who don't will not get it. Another in is apologizing more and also saying thank you more, because low-key I'll be having issues with my ego, but I feel like I've been working on it a lot better. But I grew up in a household where we never really say I love you, and I feel like thank yous are not really heard too much. But I'm trying to unlearn that and say thank you more often, because whenever I hear people say thank you, it makes me feel very like good, and so I want to reciprocate that kind of energy out into the world. So I feel like this is gonna be my year of undoing traumas and learning truly to become my own person and create my own thought patterns. I think as a kid you're super impressionable, and it's really easy to think that everything you grow up hearing is the truth. Like as a kid you think that all the adults around you are right, but as you become an adult too and your own person, you realize that you can have your own perspective, your own truth. And so I guess that's another in, it's just undoing my traumas, gaining my own perspectives, gaining my own truth through my own experiences, like becoming my own adult. Like if an adult says something to me now, I literally take it with a grain of salt and I look at them like, do you have credibility to be telling me that? Let me look at your life. If you do not inspire me, I don't know if I can trust your advice. Like I used to be super fearful with financial stuff, and I realized like it was just my family members who were putting their own projections onto me, because you know what, I'm not even gonna go into that. Maybe that'll be another one. Another in is wearing makeup every day. This literally makes me feel so motivated, so productive every day. I would highly recommend it. Like whenever I wear makeup to the gym, I feel like I push myself a lot harder. If I wear makeup and I'm vlogging, you'll notice that I'm way more obnoxious. Like I'm so confident and I love it. Another in is believing in myself. I feel like I've really come to understand that trusting yourself and trusting the universe is a key factor in manifesting the life that you want. So recently I've just been super like going with the flow, because I trust that everything is working in my favor. Ooh, another in is going to be taking more classes, whether that be workout classes or even a class where I can learn something new. There are a few classes I really want to take. Example number one, I want to speak le français. Like I want to be able to speak French better. Like I've taken French class in high school and I fucking loved it, so hopefully I can go and take more French classes, because I want to be able to speak French like fluently. But also I would love to take a class where I can learn how to be a better communicator and a better leader, like leadership class or a communications class, because I love talking. That's one of my favorite things, which is why I'm very excited for Bali, because I am a social butterfly and I cannot wait to meet everyone. Whoever decides to come, hopefully people come, because if nobody comes I'm gonna be so sad. But I really want to learn how to talk to people who come from different backgrounds, who grew up differently, who have different career paths, different ambitions. I want to learn about the people that I don't understand, and that's something I just realized recently, is that I'm not really good at speaking to people that have, example, like a different job as me. It's hard for me to come up with questions, but now I realize it's like I shouldn't have to pretend I know what you're into. What I should do though is come into a perspective where I want to learn, because you're different. Another in is daily movement. As you guys know, I love being healthy. I love being a healthy girly, a wellness girly, so that's definitely a priority always. Another in is finding the charms of my city. For the longest time I'd be like, oh fuck Minnesota, but you know what, I need to stop complaining and actually just start living. Going to yoga and Pilates recently has just taught me that I can have so much fun here. I just need to stop complaining and just start seeing the charm. There are so many nice restaurants, so many cool things you guys can do, so many new people that I can still meet. So I just really want to stop complaining and just start living, you know? Another in for me is hosting more fancy dinners with my girlies. I want to be that friend who hosts the fun stuff, you know? The stuff where we can dress up nice and just go and have a girls' night. Another in is staying away from low vibrational people, which is also people who do not have a growth mindset and people who don't challenge themselves. Not that I'm cutting anyone off though, because I don't really do that. What I do is just I hold boundaries more, you know? I'm definitely a lot more picky with who I allow in my energy bubble. Another in is definitely making new friends. I want to make more friends this year, so I really hope that can happen. I need to find that one workout class where everybody's like my age so I can talk to them, because so far I haven't really made any friends going to like yoga and Pilates. So wish me luck, guys, because I don't know, like whenever I go to yoga, everybody is actually like way older than me, which is like what the heck, because I've been going to classes with like 25 people and not a single one looks like they're my age. I'm literally always the youngest one. Like I'm 22 almost 23, and everybody looks like they're like 27. Another in is being open to receiving. Guys, if you guys just say you're open to receiving, you'll realize that the universe gives you a lot of opportunities. If you're not open to receiving, you're not gonna see anything as an opportunity. So say you're open to receiving and actually mean it, because the moment I started saying I was open to receiving, my life literally started to change for the better. And then the last in is gonna be having a good work-life balance. I've been really good with this recently, but I want to learn how to incorporate more work, all while still making it feel free, like how it feels right now. Yeah, we'll just see how that turns out. Anyways, guys, those are my ins. So now let's talk about my outs. One for sure out is gonna be procrastination. At this point, everything I do in my life should be intentional. If I want to watch a show on Netflix, I'm gonna do that with intent, knowing that I'm sacrificing an hour or two to watch a show, right? But I will never allow myself to just float and just kind of waste my time, you know? Every moment to me is intentional. Even when I'm in a flow state and I decide, okay, I don't feel like doing anything today, I don't want that to be procrastination. Instead, I want that to be an intentional decision to give myself rest. To me, procrastination leads to a lot of anxiety, a lot of uncertainty, and so just being very intentional with all your moments of the day, not only does it prevent a sense of anxiety, but it also makes every moment feel like you're grounded and you're very present, and that has just done wonders for my mental health. Out procrastination, in intentional living. Another out is scrolling on my phone, which I actually don't really do this that much anymore. If I scroll on my phone, I do it with intent, so you know, building my knowledge, learning something, or just trying to find examples of content I want to create. But recently I checked my screen time, and I spend most of my screen time listening to podcasts or being on YouTube, probably listening to another thing that can teach me something. But my usage for apps is like an hour. So I'm just here like, damn, like I'm a new being. Being on my phone less has really helped with my mental health. Like, y'all, the amount of anxiety I don't have anymore is actually insane. Plus, I feel like if you spend too much time looking at your phone, seeing how other people are living their lives, I think that takes away from you living your life. At that point, yes, you do feel a lot of insecurities, lack of self-worth, lots of self-doubt, because you're seeing how everyone else is living and you feel like you're not living like a life of happiness, but it's because you're truly not living. You're sitting on your bed watching your phone. Scrolling on your phone is not the same thing as going outside of your house and doing an activity, actually experiencing life. Another out is leaving my laundry out, because I'm really bad at this, where like I'll do my laundry and then I won't fold it or I won't put it up. So I want to be better at that, because that's something I've learned from my family. Like literally every single one of us have piles of clothes just building up, and it's because of our parents and because of their parents. So I want to be better at this. I feel like I've been a lot better recently, but I'm still really bad. Like my laundry still builds sometimes. Another out is letting my ego make me do or say things I don't mean, because y'all, my ego was really taking control of me the past few years, but I feel like I've been a lot better at, like I said earlier, saying sorry and being able to say thank you when it's appropriate. It's okay to have ego though, you know, like sometimes ego is good. It's just really good to have a balance though. I really want to do a full episode on how I drop my ego though, because this has been really life-changing. Honestly, every single thing I'm saying could make such a good podcast episode. Another out is drinking too much alcohol. Like I want to limit it, but obviously not like cut it out completely. Low-key, I think I'm gonna be an alcohol drinker for the rest of my life, because I do like drinking alcohol, like with my friends and family. It's just that recently I've been in my health era, so like I just don't want to drink too much. Another out is gossiping and complaining. These are just very low vibrational things to do, and honestly, like what you say is more of a reflection of you than it is anything else. Like it doesn't matter what the fuck a person does, you talking about it is just kind of low vibrational. So I've been trying to be better at this, especially complaining, because it just sucks for the people around me. You know, if I complain, it lowers the vibration for everyone around me too. I don't like that, and I'm gonna try my best to stop. Another out is gonna be my fear of failure. My fear of failure honestly caused me so much more anxiety, because I was so afraid I was gonna make a mistake. But y'all, mistakes are how you grow. You literally can't feel success if you don't feel failure. So at this point, I'm allowing myself to surrender to all emotions, because again, feelings can't hurt me. Another out is being the nice girl. I'm sick of it, okay guys? I'm gonna be that girly who has boundaries, who's not afraid to speak up when I'm feeling uncomfortable. Like, obviously, I will always be kind, but if a person truly is passing my boundaries, I will say something. Another out is worrying about how other people view me. When you're worried about how other people are looking at you, you're no longer living from a place of authenticity. And if you're not living from a place of authenticity, you're just gonna be unhappy. You're not being you. Be you. That's where you find success. That's where you find happiness, especially fulfillment. And the last out is gonna be my anxiety. For me, my anxiety was very much linked to having insecurities and being very egotistical. Like, not being egotistical, but kind of. It's more so just like not allowing myself to be vulnerable. Like I said earlier, like I suppress a lot of my emotions. So now I surrender to all my emotions, no longer building up all that tension inside. But ever since I learned how to understand that part of me, like the insecurities and the egos, I feel like it's really helped me learn how to heal my constant anxiety. So mentally, I feel like I'm a lot more stable, I'm happier, I'm more in control, and I just understand myself a lot better. Anyways, guys, that's my in and outs. Now we're gonna do a little Q&A. Of course, if you guys want me to answer your guys' questions, all you guys have to do is either comment below if you're on YouTube, or just ask me a question on the question box. Somebody asked, I was just wondering if you can go more into detail on how you reevaluated your life, how you followed through with it, your thought process, and how to actually implement those changes into your life. The moment I started reevaluating my life was when I started to feel anxiety. I was super insecure about my friendships, my relationships. I also thought about how other people were looking at me. Like, I was really insecure. But honestly, those insecurities allowed me to set standards for what I wanted, because I was super anxious and I was super unhappy, but it's because I truly was not living a life that I wanted to live, you know? Subconsciously, I was super unhappy, and it just came out in different ways, like my anxiety. So I just started listening to myself, started creating standards, and in those standards, it caused me to cut a lot of people out of my life, cut a lot of habits out of my life. And you'll learn that if you want your life to change and you want to surrender, you have to be open to change. Like, it's hard. It's honestly really hard. This past year has been the most transformative, and I've changed the most, but it's also been the most rewarding. So when you're in the heat of it and life is seemingly not going how you planned it to, just know that everything is working for you and is all meant to be. Everything you want will manifest. It just takes time. I was super unhappy when I was in the process of changing my life, but like, if you want change, things have to change. Another one is how to deal with people around me who don't have the same ideas or mindset as you, but you also don't want to let them go because you won't have anyone around you. I say that you just keep your distance. Like, if people have different mindsets and ideas than you, there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's not an energy that you want to have in your life, you don't want to be like that, you will have to distance yourself. And I would say it's always better to have friends who love and support you and have similar goals, rather than having people who don't really have good energy. So if that's your case, I would say find ways to make new friends. But again, I never really cut people off, and so don't feel like you have to. I say just keep your boundaries. I think there's always going to be opportunities to make friends. It just takes time. The last question is, can you talk about high school and grades? I feel like my whole life depends on it, and it's holding me back in many ways. If I'm being honest, my take on this is going to be very different because I am not in school, you know? But I would say that high school grades only really matter if you're planning to go to college. I did go to college, so my grades kind of did matter to me a little bit, but not too much. Thankfully, having the right friends made school a lot easier. So if you feel like you're struggling a little bit with grades and stuff, make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who care about the grades. But for me personally, a girly is a girl boss. I did go to college for a year. I went to a private school, and I graduated high school with a 3.9 GPA. A girly is smart or whatever. I'm just kidding. That was cringe. But I quit school because I just wanted to, pursue content creating. And for situations like this, it's okay to not have, good grades and stuff. You just have to make sure that you continuously chase your passions. And I feel like if you're living a life where you're super happy and you're doing what you love, naturally good things will come to you. So either go to school, get good grades, go to college, or like me, don't go to school and choose to dedicate your whole life to authenticity. If school is your way, then that is authenticity. Do what your heart wants you to do. Like, truly, again, like I said, like, if you live a life with authenticity, you're gonna be really happy. Like, you're in a good vibration and good things will come to you. Opportunities come when a person is in high frequency. Anyways, guys, that is it for today's podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a rating if you guys haven't already. I would really appreciate it, and thank you if you have already. Again, I'm doing my Bali trip. Tickets are on sale, so check it out. Come travel with me. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in another podcast. Bye.